Over 80% of you watching today are not subscribed to the YouTube channel, so if you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe and bell for more analysis content just like this. Airlines worldwide operate flights through a network of destinations and a base airport, but have you ever wondered, especially on full-service airlines, that you almost must always stop before you reach your destination? Well, they're operating in a hub-and-spoke model, but what exactly is that model and why do low-cost carriers operate on a different one? We're going to be finding out in this video. Most, if not all, full-service carriers around the globe operate on that hub-and-spoke network, which means airlines carefully schedule their flight to offer connecting flights through their hub. Emirates and Qatar Airways massively use this system, with hubs in both Dubai and Doha respectively. Flights arrive at certain hours, known as banks, and will depart simultaneously after the aircraft is serviced. Low-cost carriers, meanwhile, use the more simple point-to-point system, where an LCC opens a base and flies passengers from point A to point B and back, with the airline only offering non-stop flights and no connecting journeys. Now, let's return to the hub-and-spoke model. Emirates and Qatar Airways are significant users, like we mentioned. They connect Asia with Africa, North and South America with Asia, and others, via their Dubai and Doha respectively hubs. In addition, these two airlines carefully schedule their flights to arrive in their hubs at the right time. This enables them to facilitate connecting journeys. A hub-and-spoke model offers advantages to airlines, such as higher volume of passengers, as airlines are not just able to sell tickets on a route, but they also sell tickets for connecting flights beyond the airline's hub. In addition, it creates efficiency for carriers, as most operations are concentrated in that hub. For the passengers, it gives them a wider choice of flights with either different timing, different hubs, or through multiple airlines. Again, if you would like to learn more about code sharing, we've already covered it here on GlobeTrotting, and you'll be able to find it back on the YouTube channel. Of course, when covering advantages, it's always important to take a look at the disadvantages, and airlines that do operate this hub-and-spoke model face them. One example of this is when they schedule too many flights at their hub airport, resulting in capacity constraints. As a result, airlines have to carefully plan their schedule to maximize the usage of resources and also minimize disruptions. Weather can also create problems at a hub. If bad weather arises, flights can be delayed or worse, cancelled, which do have a knock-on effect on the spokes served by the airline. One disadvantage for passengers is the need to make a stop, even for supposedly short flights, as stops can significantly increase travel times. There's always a debate surrounding whether or not it is worth taking a stop or going non-stop to a destination. What are your thoughts? Do you believe it's better to stop over or go non-stop to your service? For capacity constraint hubs, airlines typically open a secondary hub, a hub-and-spoke hub, but with fewer destinations. Examples include British Airways at London Gatwick and Lufthansa at Munich. Throughout the years, a lot of things have changed, and we've seen many significant events happen in the aviation industry. Now, an especial focus can be put on how people fly, such as the impact of low-cost carriers, which led to many people flying non-stop between two cities through low fares. The COVID pandemic also changed how airlines designed their network, with airlines changing their transit options and other operations on top of that. The arrival of newer, fuel-efficient aircraft, with the Boeing 787 and even the narrow-body A321neo family, opened more point-to-point routes, even through some routes that had connecting flights at one or both ends of the service. This is again even where the A321XLR and that middle-of-the-market sector is truly going to come into its own, and you can probably understand why a lot of people are concerned that Boeing is not proceeding with an aircraft to fill this gap in the market, naturally leaving Airbus uncontested with the ability to further develop their A220 and also A321 to better serve these markets in the future, and create non-stop services that previously, like we mentioned, did not exist, and in the past you would have had to have a stopover. Will the hub-and-spoke model therefore end? Probably not, no matter how long non-stop point-to-point flights are. Passengers are most likely to stop en route to stretch their legs and have a break, especially on long-distance journeys. like from North America to Southeast Asia, or between Europe and Australia/New Zealand. Emirates and Qatar Airways know that, and some other small airlines will market their hub as a transit point, and then try drive tourism to the cities and more. Again, the Middle East is a perfect example of this, creating mega hubs that 20 years ago maybe you wouldn't have imagined to look just like this. The second reason, a lot of smaller destinations have small demand, and they warrant a service to a larger airport and connecting flights from that airport as well. This is the case for remote destinations in the USA, Canada, and others, those just being two great examples. It's more efficient for airlines to consolidate their flights into a single hub and offer more flights from their hubs than they can on, say, a point-to-point basis. The point-to-point model will exist on routes with high demand, such as short domestic flights between two large cities in a country. Examples include Tokyo to Osaka, Beijing to Shanghai, Madrid to Barcelona, New York to Boston and DC, and others. Airlines worldwide take the opportunity to make efficiency a priority, and network design is one of them. But whether going point to point or implementing a hub and spoke system, airlines are determined to make a profit. That is where for each respective airline, through planning, will be conducted to determine what business model is truly best for them moving forward, whether that is the hub and spoke or something else. The number one goal, however, always stands true, and that is to make a profit, as without a profit, you're a business that will be fighting to stay alive in an industry that is unforgiving. That very industry is aviation. Posting losses for too long will only lead you in one direction, and that is out of our aviation world. Of course, while you can get backing from respective governments and or companies, the business model truly has to work, and for a lot of airlines, a lot of thorough planning and research has gone into this route building, and whether going point to point or hub and spoke works best. Like we mentioned at the beginning of this video, the perfect example of these hub and spoke models is Qatar and Emirates, with their Doha and Dubai hub respectively. Two very incredible airports where you have the ability to travel anywhere in the world. A quick stopover in these locations will send you onwards on a potentially 16-hour flight to Canada, or in the opposite direction down to Australia, and even in the past, New Zealand. What are your thoughts though on the hub and spoke model? Do you believe it has advantages and or disadvantages? Do you think airlines are looking to move away, or will it always have a place in the aviation industry? Do let us know down below in the comments. We hope you enjoyed this longer analysis video, and we will indeed see you next time.